7. Good morning. Welcome back to First Up Inside our second hour, which will be a calmer hour. Thank you for joining us this morning. You can keep tweeting at First Up Live or sending a text that keyword being First Up, all lowercase, leave a space and everything to 4913. And you can also hit us up on our Facebook page, facebook.com/FirstUpLive. We'd love to hear from you and we'd like to share some of your comments as the day progresses. In this segment, we focus on an initiative called the Community Hub. Our guests are Chairman of the Community Hub Project, Atiba Phillips, and also the Director of Community Hub, Mr. Jeewan Mohan. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Atiba, long time no see. And, Mr. Mohan, thanks for joining us this morning. Give us an overview of what Community Hub is.
The Community Hub is a non-profit organization, it's a social venture that aims to facilitate the development of young people in communities, leveraging ICTs, information communication technologies. And we try to give them a voice and engage them in projects and with people who will help them address their concerns and their citizens, look at personal growth and community connections. It
seems like a natural fit. Young people and technology always do well together. Mr. Mohan, how is the project implemented or being implemented?
Okay, the project is usually implemented by a sort of classroom-style environment. The target group would be mostly kids from more of the underserved areas, some of the schools, particularly in the Laventille, the Southeast Port of Spain area. We get funding from a few sponsors. We rely on the contributions from people who have particular skills that they contribute at no cost because we are a non-profit organization. And we take the students through a 13-week or so program, probably about 2 to 3 sessions per week. So they have to actually invest their time, their parents have to invest their time and energy into this project. And we try to use some of the tools that are available that they already have available to themselves along the lines of technology, as well as we supplement that from other...
What are the tools, some of the tools?
Well, the
computers, laptops?
The laptops,
tablets.
yes. And we also get donations from some of our sponsors for software and other, like the last program we did with videography and so on. The trainers were able to provide some equipment that the students got hands-on and practical experience with. And we take them through that program, and after that, there's a graduation ceremony and a project that they all produce, so they learn a lot of team building skills and so on. And we have a nice little ceremony for them where they graduate, and we present them with a certificate.
Where is this certificate recognized, or is it recognized at this time by state agencies?
So what we've tried to do is try to work with particularly the technology companies in Trinidad. So we've worked with Flow, with Microsoft, with Digidata, with Fujitsu, etc., and taken them along the ride as well. So they sort of understand and recognize that the values, well, there's technology that they learn, right? Skills training in photography and videography and web, etc. But beyond that, it's really about getting that voice out there. It's about discipline, tolerance. It's about commitment to professional output. It's about timeliness. It's about being able to speak in front of large audiences and that sort of thing. So once they graduate through this program, it's an intense program, 2 to 3 months. The private sector understands the value and the benefit, and they sort of, persons who have that certificate recommend themselves to internships and other things.
What surprised you most, Mr. Mohan, when you met these young people? Very often there are presumptions because they're from, in many instances, at-risk communities, like some parts, and someone told me I should say some parts of Laventille, because Laventille is a large area, not all of Laventille is violent, and we need to start seeing some parts of Laventille. In terms of what they want?
There are so many things that came out of the engagement. The first thing I want to highlight is the level of discipline. There's a marked difference at the start of the program and at the end of the program. The content that they're able to produce. When we had the last ceremony, we had someone from the industry who got up and actually told them that, listen, these skills that you guys have learned, do you know that you can actually go out there and earn money? Because it's the quality is just as good as some of the seasoned people in the industry. When you listen to the feedback from the parents, there was this, I remember this particular mother that was talking about she didn't know what else to do with her child. He doesn't listen to her. And after the ceremony, once she was able to see what he produced and the changes in him, she was brought to tears, and she shared that with the entire audience. So those are, I mean, some of the remarkable things that we see coming out of the program, and we want to continue this and grow this program.
We have 4 clips. We want to share the first of those 4 clips that Atiba and Jeewan have brought for us about the community hub. Let's share the first one and come back and continue our conversation. We'll go back to that in a short while. We apologize for the ghost in the machine, the technical glitch there. Atiba, you've been involved in technology and really pushing the boundary for a while. Are there actual connections being made when the individuals, the young people, go through this 13-week training regimen to get sustainable employment?
Yeah, again, that's why it's really infused with a lot of industry collaboration. So we are talking to, again, all the players that we spoke of before in terms of trying to get internships with these young people in those companies. And we also showcase their work to the world, as we say, you know, to the parents, the community, the business sector, and further on, so that they can see the economic past. One of the things that happens is that young people expand their sense of what's possible having gone through the program. And their community, their parents, their grannies.
Do we sometimes take that for granted? Very often we feel that everyone's mission in life is the same, everyone's ambitions, everyone's thoughts of what they can do is the same.
Yeah, so a lot of young people get told, you know, you'll never amount to anything.
You're from Laventille, there's only certain paths for you, etc.
etc. And but having gone through this program, one of the programs we interfaced young people with the police commissioner. The other one we interfaced them with ministers of government. Each program treats with a certain issue, and they get to then voice those and speak to the particular persons who can make a difference with that issue. If it's crime, if it's electronic waste, or ICT and education. And so in one of the programs, the young person who was interviewing the minister said afterwards that this was the best day of her life, you know. So because she never thought that she could craft the questions and do the interview and so on. So it's far beyond technology. It's about opening the understandings of what you can do with yourself post your schooling time frame, and really, as Jeewan also said, it has family implications and community implications and so on.
So, well, I think we have the first clip ready now. Let's share that with you and come back and continue our talk.
Most times we hear of crime in places like Laventille and Mohan.
Yes.
Do you think it is confined to these communities?
No, it's not, but there are certain kinds of crimes that are embedded there.
E-waste, also known as electronic waste, is a term used for electronic products that have become unwanted and have reached the end of their useful life.
Laventille Secondary School is known as the Lights on the Hill. This school is known for its brilliant achievements. The students of this school are talented and very dedicated to their work.
The project is called the Community Hub. Our guests are Atiba, Phillips, and Jeewan, Mohan. Jeewan, are there prerequisites to individuals, young people participating in the program?
No, there aren't any prerequisites. We do try to reach the younger ones and try and channel their energies.
What's younger, like 7, 8, 10?
No, we around the Form 1 would be probably
so Form 1's the target.
Yeah, Form 1, Form 2s, and so on. Depending on the level of participation, we may seek higher forms and so on, and if there are any available vacancies in any of the programs.
Yeah. Now, technology is a double-edged sword, as we've seen in recent times. It seems that the use of cameras, phone cameras, may be providing some level of impetus for kids fighting and filming it. How do you deal with the negative possibilities where technology is concerned in terms of your course program?
Well, I think technology is a tool, it's a powerful tool, and in the hands of young people or in the hands of anybody, you know, as with any other tool like a hammer, you could use it to destroy or to build up, right? And so what we try to do is to try to take the lead and give some guidance and instructional context and some discipline and some sense of consequence and interaction with reality and so on, which helps young people to understand how to use this thing in a positive way. And again, we think and also we get, as we said, the parents involved. So when we do a new program, we invite the parents in first and say, here's what we're about to do, here's the outcome that we're going to seek to get, which is far beyond, it would seem like it's an unattainable outcome. And the parents sort of buy into it, the young people buy into it. And it's because they really desire that positive outcome that they go through the process that we have set out for them. And 100% of the time almost, we get really, really positive results. So it's really about instructional context, it's about professionals, it's about the model that we've built up over time.
You're already planting a seed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Jeewan, what's some of the ranges of points of focus of the program? You spoke about videography a while ago. What are some of the other areas?
So like Atiba mentioned earlier on, we're trying to teach them with some skills that they can take beyond and become more employable, if you want to say, in the workplace. So that's just part of the training. The videography, the photography are just some of the skill sets they need to build. So like the last program was website building. So they learned how to integrate that content now into a digital format and present it within their space. And we unleashed in a lot of them some creativity that they didn't know that they had. And so we bring all these different skills together, put it into some sort of technology forum or some sort of tools, and they now use their creativity and their discipline and their energy and they channel it into that and produce some content. I'm pretty certain we're going to look at some of the content in a little bit.
We have another one coming up shortly. How important is planting this seed, Atiba, especially where these young at-risk kids are concerned? Very often, families with more resources really have access to technology and access to training, but these kids cannot be pointed in the direction of possibility.
Absolutely. Technology is one of those sectors of the economy that didn't go into a recession, right? It's in the global sense, it's something that has grown and grown. And so therefore, it's not only, and that's a huge thing, it's not only a growing aspect of just literacy, right? The young people who become adults 10 years down the road or so, technology is part of just life, right? You have to know how to use it in order to interact with society. But beyond that, it's something that can bring you economic benefit. It can be redeployed into the community to solve issues and problems. So it's really a very critical thing. And so particularly for young people who are underserved and who don't have that family background or those parents who understand it in their job and therefore can pass it on, it's important, this sort of work is important. It's important to get to those young people because there will be a gap between their life chances and for persons who
and we continue the cycle of the at-risk communities not feeling the possibilities. Jeewan, in closing, how can, what's the plan in terms of rollout for the rest of the program, and how can people who want to participate or want you to come to their communities contact you?
Okay, so to continue with this program, one of the things that we definitely need is more resources, be it funding, be it people contributing.
Private sector.
Yes, private
individuals.
sector, yes.
Just
people who can train these kids in use of it. So it doesn't necessarily be financial funding.
You could use your skill set or your training and your time.
You're right, and we do want to dedicate that. And so really we need more resources, and at the end of the day, for anyone that's willing to participate in the program, the easiest way is just to get in touch with the community hub. Or in case of schools, you can contact your school principals, and most of the school principals would know how to reach us.
And your website is mycommunityhub.org?
Yes, it's mycommunityhub.org. You can email us at info@mycommunityhub.org. We have a Facebook page as well.
And that's also for contributions or for participation.
That's right. The sponsorship is required. To do this technology costs money. And what we try to get the best professionals, the best equipment, the safe environment, which is not,
But it's an investment in the future.
Absolutely.
Which is the important thing. Guys, congratulations on a great project.
Thank you so much.
And we hope people take it up. The website, once again, is www.mycommunityhub.org, or you can email info@mycommunityhub.org. We'll be talking to Atiba Phillips, chairman of the Community Hub, and also one of its directors, Jeewan Mohan. We'll leave you with, in this segment, one of the testimonials from the Community Hub right here on First Step. Stay with us.
I never really had the courage to do any of this. I always shy, standing in the back, and never knowing the abilities I have inside. Not many teens my age actually could actually do what I'm doing right now. Come up on stage here in front of all you people on live television and giving a speech. In the hub program, I love what I'm learning. We have the best teachers, absolute best. And I love what I'm doing because it's what I really want to do for the rest of my life. And I want to thank everybody in the Community Hub program for making that possible. Thank you.